Why do we watch replays? Why should we watch replays? Well, that's easy to answer. To improve. Being able to look back at your gameplay is valuable to retrospective outlooks on improvement and feedback. So much is lost in real-time play because your focus isn't on observation, but using the fruits of that observation in practice. Replays allow you to apply and generate theory by learning from your mistakes, yes, but there's much more to replays than that, and today we're going to talk about it. Hey everyone, it's your boy Sky, and I thank you for your patience. So let's get into it. Here's the too long didn't read list of what is, in my opinion, the most important reasons relevant to improvement. If you stick around for the explanations, you're going to notice a pattern. That's because the information in question has multiple purposes, and it's important to at least be aware of them. The first is the unwritten rule that kinda underwrites the point of replays as a whole, to highlight your best moments. Confidence is a bit undervalued in competitive games. Everything you're capable of comes down to your confidence to execute and to succeed. So it's fair to say that boosting your ego to boost your confidence is a meaningful way to improve. So watching replays is almost built for that. But that's kind of a good thing. Engraving your best self from a third-person point of view helps narrow your focus on where to improve, so it's not all about ego. Your best moments become juxtapositioned to the less flattering replays where things don't go correctly. It is important to take note of where you didn't perform to your standards. Look at the resources in play and see if you're managing them properly. Pay attention to boost consumption and see how you time your burst. Look closely at your defense and your movement. See where better movement could have made the difference. At the same time, you gotta pay attention to what you do right, which is key to the ego boost. Any detail, no matter how small it is, it's very, very important. Like, how well are you avoiding crossfire? Did you make a good burst play? Did you input a block correctly? Just take stock in those small wins because it does genuinely help put into context where you can play better. Increased confidence can also help you make better progress in pursuing those kinds of improvements. It's just important to remember that it's okay to feel proud of good gameplay. This is a 2v2 game, so teamwork is kind of a huge deal in determining the outcome, and not even necessarily in the strict sense of maintaining formation in death order, although that is more important. But this is focusing more on having a mutually understood strategy to execute. It could be maintaining formation, it could be the front taking up attention while the back does most of the damage, it could be a double 1v1, also known as a time-on. Understanding strategies is kind of mandatory to any competitive medium, and EXVSMBON is no exception. Watching replays can give you an intimate look on strategy execution for both teams. This helps you better communicate what kind of game plan you want to run with your partner. Strengthening existing strats or even trying out new ones is key to improving at the game. Individual skill can only take you so far after all, and how you work with others is pretty important actually. Unique to replays, as opposed to videos online, is the ability to see the game from all points of view, including your opponent's. The usefulness here is understated. Seeing how your opponent reacts to or influences the match is a big deal. Take a look at their target selection. How often are they looking at you versus your partner? Look at how they use their resources. How do they approach formations? How well can they maintain it? Looking at the game through your opponent's eyes helps deepen your understanding of resource management. It gives you first-hand accounts of how you are being dealt with in a game. And if you're facing strong opponents, there's always small things to pick up on that you can adopt into your play. It also, of course, helps you deconstruct player habits to capitalize on. Never count out good old-fashioned film study. Just like watching Gundam videos, however, watching replays gives you insight into honing your game sense. all the things discussed in my How to Watch Gundam videos video can be applied to replays. In fact, watching your own replays gives you a more intimate look into how these things play out, because you're closer to it. Particularly, observing the tempo at which you play is important for players who struggle with their pacing. Burst timings often affect the outcome of the game, so it's worth paying attention to. Look at HP management, formations, breaks in formations, and target selection. Being observant to the ever-changing conditions of a match is mandatory to improve as a player, and at a higher level you'll be required to keep consistent track of the positions of not only yourself and your opponents, but your partner as well. And Game Sense helps understand intuitively where your vectors are, and with practice and with due diligence you can apply what you've learned to be able to avoid those vectors. Of course, there are more reasons to watch replays, but like in the last video, I wanted to talk about what I believe to be the most important reasons and the most relevant to improving as a player. I am sorry it took so long, even if hardly anyone cares. But yeah, this is the video. This would normally be the part where I would plug my Twitch stream, but I don't really stream that much anymore. I'm thinking about coming back, but that's pretty much where it is me thinking about it. But the GN Resonance thing is still in play, so if you're not a member and you're interested in playing EXVSMBON and learning about EXVSMBON, swing on in and we'll be happy to have you. Take it easy. Also, I do kind of feel bad that the video is much shorter than the last one, so I'm just gonna like shit like a bunch of Full Armor Unicorn replays at you.